Hi everybody, welcome to your daily reading. Today's reading is for Sunday, November 20... Oh, I can never remember the date. Hold on. What is wrong with me? Oh my god. 1 second, let me check and really get the date right this time. Okay, I just checked. Hi everybody, welcome back to your daily reading. Today's reading is for Saturday, dear God, November 30th, 2019. Of course, and how ironic, the timing is completely irrelevant. So whenever you watch this video, it kind of doesn't matter. So let's think about it. If timing doesn't really matter, did I really make a mistake? Who knows? All right. So let's get moving, guys. First of all, today's reading is just lovely. The energies feel great. I'm feeling birth here. I gotta be honest, I'm seeing new love here, which I'm not surprised. Everything is cyclical, right? So today, Spirit clearly wants to talk about vulnerability as well. I'm seeing that card. But let's start off with this. So the first card that I'm seeing right behind this amazing cord is the card of compassion. Ta-da! But in this card of compassion, what I'm actually seeing is a cute baby, and it's you. I'm seeing this cute baby. Imagine that a baby unicorn has been born, and the baby unicorn still hasn't stood up as yet. And, you know, they're still super cute. They're looking a little wet still from the birth chambers, and they're just like there. And this is the energy that I'm feeling. Now, what I'm seeing is a cycle. At the top, these unicorn cards show a cycle of, I guess, birth. So let's see what's next. The next card that I'm getting, let's actually put them. If I can hold, let's see if I can hold 3. Because we can call this some early, the early part, and then we can call this maturity, and this one is more of a completion situation. So first we see our cute little baby unicorn. Ding. And what happens next is this unicorn, or you, once you've been given birth to, and I'm not talking about in a literal sense, I'm talking about in a cyclical sense. Once you've been given birth to, or once the cycle starts again, once the timing starts again, it's almost like here you are hiding a bit, you're still new. Imagine this baby unicorn that has now stood up and is still kind of trying to get his or her eyes adjusted to the world. The little horn is blinking a little bit, but it's not completely like filled with light. He's still hiding a little bit. There's a cute little butterfly here, and he's watching it because he doesn't know what anything is, right? And notice it says, ground yourself, find a sanctuary in nature, connect with the elements. It's interesting that that's what the words say, because that's what I'm feeling here. So notice it's about nature as well, right? So what I'm seeing is Spirit is saying that when you're starting a new cycle, and look, by the way, time for beginner mind. When you are starting a new cycle, what happens is that, you know, you do need to get some time to get grounded, right? But then after that, we see this little unicorn getting happy again. And, well, not happy again, because it's its first time. What is this thing called happiness, right? But in a cyclical state, you can think of it as getting happy again. They're dancing around, but this dance is more like this same unicorn, like reveling in its feet, reveling in the space around it, just running wild and free and enjoying. But before long, what happens is this unicorn starts to awaken. Notice how he's come into contact with these the aurora borealis here, and it's like he's like, huh? And it's almost like he was jumping around freely with nary a care, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, what's this? And his unicorn horn. What? Yes, sorry. Did I call that corn earlier? Anyway, unicorn horn like starts blazing and starts going off, and it's the same light. This is when your direction comes in life, okay? When you start to have direction in your life, you start to remember what it is that you're supposed to be doing. This is about stepping into leadership, right? Now, when we look at these three cards, of course, we can see this as the human condition, and for reals, like a baby is born, it gets to know its world for the first few years, then it's all playtime for the next set of years, and then, you know, as they get older, as we get older, as human beings get older, we start to come into a sense of direction, a sense of know-how, hopefully, right? But you can also look at this as just a mini cycle, just a cycle. So the way I see this, and the way that it's being brought forward in this reading, especially in light of the next card, is that maybe there was a breakup, for example, or maybe breakups of some sort, a separation from somebody that you love. And I have to be honest, I'm seeing this from the standpoint of the person who may have been abusive in the relationship. Now, or whoever the quote-unquote bad guy is, male, female, doesn't matter, but I gotta be honest, it's coming across as a male energy, all right? So biologically male energy, and well, okay, let's put it this way, it's coming across as the masculine energy. However, in my mind, I'm also seeing it be a biological male. Does it have to be? No. Does it even have to be one person? No. It could be a group of people, say representing a family. Does this have to be in a love relationship? No, it doesn't. Always remember, guys, that any of your readings that you watch using your discernment, it's not about what the reader says. So listen to what I'm saying, of course, but listen with your spiritual ears and use your spiritual senses, because when I'm reading this, it's more of an altered state, so I'm just going and going, but I do try to backtrack to help you apply it to whatever it is that you're going through. So always remember, if you can fit this universal dynamic into the details of your life, then it may have bearing upon that, all right? But for the sake of discussion, what's actually being highlighted for me as the reader is a sacred connection, to use their words. Thanks, Spirit. Yeah. Anyway, I'm seeing this as maybe there was a breakup of some sort. You were left behind, right? You need to have some compassion. But I'm seeing here that this is more for somebody who did the leaving, or the person who played around, or the person who didn't care so much, didn't demonstrate compassion. So see here, it's for the person who didn't demonstrate compassion for somebody else. So many of you on the call, if you have a love reading you're considering or you're thinking about, you may be the one who did not have that compassion demonstrated for you or towards you. So this is that other person. I'm seeing that this person, once they are born again, so to speak, once they have made a transition, once they've come into a place where they've healed some, they've evolved a little, I'm seeing that they may, be like a fish out of water a bit. This also looks like them at a time in their life where they are just young and immature minded, right? Where they don't have any concept of their, their impact on other people. So let's go with that there. Let's look at this person as when they were younger. And when I'm saying younger, they could be 42 and still be acting like a 22-year-old, right? We know people like this, God bless. They're just stomping around, they're playing, they're having fun, they're doing whatever. And I think that what is going to happen, if it hasn't happened yet, is they're going to have this awakening. You're like, they're going to get that direction. And what comes with that direction? What comes with that awakening? What comes with that awareness? What comes with that initiation? Whatever it is that you'd like to say, is that they come into contact with themselves. They start to see that there's something larger than them. They start to better understand the world that they're in. Because remember our analogy here, a newbie not knowing much about the world, stretching their legs, having fun, playing, not even looking what's underneath them, that they're trampling on, not really having a sense of direction, and then all of a sudden being fronted with a direction of some sort. Let's put these two cards down because we don't need them anymore. I think that many of you may be dealing with somebody who is at this level here. where spirit is reaching out to them, where they're starting to learn, where they're starting to understand the beauty around them, and more importantly, the beauty that's already in their lives, where they're starting to come into appreciation. And what happens with that is it can become a little bit of an eye-awakening, humbling experience. Look at the maturity now of this Horus. This is such a beautiful card. Sorry guys about the lighting. Look at this card. Wow. This is somebody in maturity. But notice how the unicorn's horn, the light is off here. It's not off in the sense that he's lost his power, because a unicorn doesn't just lose its power like that, right? Instead, it's more that there's a sense that's showing me humility. That's showing me that this person has grown. Notice here, it says, step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. Here is when that person comes into full awareness of the impact that they've had on other people. And they get on that path of learning, of healing, of growing, which for some people can take years, right? I'm getting 6 years. For somebody, this has been taking 6 years already. So again, I'm feeling that for a lot of you guys on this call, some of your person may be entering this phase, or maybe it's smack dab in the middle. Some of them may be already out of it, coming out of it, right? But I'm getting 6 years. That's not for everybody, but it's for some of you, and you may know who you are, because your separation from this person or your issues with this person may have spanned. Yeah, it's almost like your separation may have been a 6-year thing, 6-year contract, Spirit is saying. It's all contract and divine timing. But I'm seeing here that what happens is once this person steps into that awareness and they've traveled, they've better understood themselves, and they've come to understand how they've hurt others, there's that humility. And this one looks a little more mature. Look at the gray hair. Sorry, let me take a quick sip. I just want to say for a second that for any of you who got triggered by the 6 years, knowing myself, I would have. And the idea is like, what? 6 years? I have to wait 5 years? I have to wait 6 years for this? No! And trust me, guys, I'm there with you. Trust me, I'm there with you. But I think the question is this. What would you rather have? Would you rather have somebody who is completely, let's just say, sadistic in many ways? If some of you might be like, yup, that's that person now. Would you like to have that person now in your life, or would you like to have somebody who has come full circle, somebody who is compassionate, somebody who cares, somebody who's back online in a sense in 6 years? Do you know what I mean? And that is a very unfair question to ask somebody at the beginning of that 6-year span. And trust me, I know, guys, is that when I'm reading these things, it's like I feel it. But I think we all know that what we want is it's worth waiting for. Now look at this. What I'm seeing in this card is that that person, once they step into this stage, they may have already lost hope of ever thinking that reconnection can happen. And they're saying some people don't take 6 years. I'm getting 3 years. I'm getting months, a matter of months for some of you. This is what Spirit is saying. Really, guys, I cannot stress enough that personal readings are where you need to be. And I'm not saying that as a plug for myself, because I actually always forget to plug for myself. So I'm not saying that in that way, but I really, really mean it, because I do these general readings and I do personal readings for people who watch the general readings and want a personal reading later. And their information is just so much more detailed, it's so succinct, and it's very much varied. So please, if I'm saying 3 years, 6 years, 6 months, 2 months, you don't even need to hook onto any one of those time frames, because you just don't know which one is for you unless you're tapping it into it and it feels right and you're discerning. So either hold on to what stands out for you. So just hold on to what stands out for you, or let go completely of something where it doesn't stand out. Don't force it, okay? Please, please, please don't force it. Anyway, so this person, look, they've lost hope that, and it's not even to say hope, but they've come to a realization that, my God, I've caused a lot of damage, and I can't expect to be able to come back in. And that's what true realization is. When you finally realize the full impact of what you've done, you get out of this blind entitlement. You get out of this feeling like, she gonna take me back because no, it's like, excuse you, sir, ma'am, whoever you are. But this person, in all their maturity, they're still able to connect with God. They're still able to stay positive. Look, the worst is behind you. Look up to the light. Stay positive and hope. So I see that this person is connected. This person has come to a place where they are okay where they are. They know that they could never really ask God to bring somebody back in who they've hurt. And I feel that some of you on this call may be this person. God bless you, right? But I still see this hope that there can be reconnection. And I feel, and I'm hearing the angels say, yes, that's true. Thank you, angels and guides. I'm seeing, look at this. I know some of you are like, whatever. But listen, these are just the cards. They're coming out. Look how he's looking that way. The minute that he just doesn't expect it, but this person that he hurt a long time ago, I'm getting 14 years. I'm even here 14 years old, so that's significant for somebody. That person is coming back in. For some of you, it could be a marriage that kind of went awry, and coming back together once time has had its course. But I'm seeing, look how humbled that unicorn is now. It's the same unicorn. Very, very humbled, and just allowing himself or herself to receive love from this person that they dashed away so carelessly in the past, in their youth and immaturity. They didn't know how to receive love. There are a lot of us running around who don't know how to receive. Not just us who are very loving and giving to others. Sometimes we need to realize that it's not just those people who can't receive, it's us as well. Because just because you're giving all the time doesn't mean you're good at receiving. In fact, sometimes I think it's important for you guys to ask yourself, would you actually be feeling awkward and uncomfortable if the person you've been chasing for so long just stopped, turned around, and came towards you and started wanting to do all the stuff for you that you've been doing for them? I think some of us may be like, I've been waiting for that, but if you actually sit down and think about it, if they were to do that for you, how would you feel? You'd probably be like, oh my God, this guy's sprung. Oh my gosh, this guy's all up on me. I don't feel comfortable. I just need 10 feet. So sometimes we don't realize how overbearing we may seem to somebody whose capacity to receive love is very, very low, very, very minimal. Sometimes God has to separate us and widen both of us so that we can have a better capacity to receive love. So for some of them, they need to not only learn how to receive in order to give, but for some of them, including us, I think it's really about knowing that you have to balance the giving that you can already do with receiving as well. And it's very interesting. It's a very interesting accord, let's say that. So just to kind of recap, because that was a little bit all over the place, and I'm sorry guys, just trying to get the info out here. What Spirit is showing is that there's a cycle. Naturally there's a cycle. There's this birth, there's a moment where, there's this fear, not knowing your environment, and then finally that fear and not knowing your environment, playing it safe, gives way to like getting out there, enjoying, being with people, mixing, mingling, but then comes direction. And it's like Spirit steps in, and then there's this awakening that happens, and then with that awakening comes an awareness of who you are, who you've been being for a while, and a flood of understanding and emotions about what your quote-unquote carbon footprint, let's put it that way, has been in your environment, on the world, like the impact that you've had is. And it's a humbling experience, and it eventually leads to you just getting settled and moving forward with your life without daring to ask for things to be returned after you've hurt them, but yet finding some salvation nevertheless. Now in today's reading, Spirit is coming through to talk about a relationship. Now, this is not for all of you, right? You were all addressed with the universal message that Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying it's a cycle. But they're also coming through and saying that for some of you in particular, this is heralding the return of a connection for you. On that note, let me relight that candle. Ooh. Okay, as I've lit this candle, let's say a quick prayer, okay, guys? Dear God, thank you so much for all that you've given us. We know the path that we're walking is so hard, so fruitless at times, so unforgiving at times, so unjust, and it is so difficult to kind of get a firm footing and to keep moving forward, and at the same time take our feet out of the past and to understand it, and then to, above all, to be asked to stay in the present moment. It's just difficult, and so we come here and we lay all of that out on the table here for you, God, and we know that you and your angels are lifting those up for us. So guys, if there's anything that you would like to release now, please let it come up and out, and please give it to your angels and guides next to you, and just imagine them putting it in this cute little bag that swallows all the negative energy, so that we're not just releasing and just letting it hang around, okay? So God, we do ask you to rekindle passion within our lives, and when we ask for rekindling of passion, dear God, we don't necessarily mean to bring back people from the past. We don't mean to revive situations. Now, dear God, if that is within our possibility, if that's what would bring us the greatest joy, then please let that be the case, and we trust you to mend fences and build bridges back where there were none before. But at the end of the day, God, what we're really asking you for is to reignite passion within us. Passion for the things that we've lost. Passions for which we have no name, but we can say faces. No, it was this person that made me feel passionate, but actually this person only triggered a passion within you that was already there. And dear God, I know I don't need anybody else necessarily back in my life to activate this passion, so I ask that you reignite it for me. Please help me to find that passion, whether it's for painting, whether it's for feeling like I know what I'm talking about, whether it's for feeling loved, whatever it is, dear God. And please take me to newer passions, whatever it is. I'm just willing and I'm ready, and I'd love to be happy again. And so it is. We also thank you in the cases where you are rekindling something for us. So thank you, God. Yeah. Amen. I just had the image of a Happy Meal. I'm like, Happy Meal. Don't ask why. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, so in particular, God is speaking about, Spirit is coming through to speak about a particular relationship. So for somebody on this call, at least a few of you guys, because quite a few of you will have listened to this reading over time, but some of you, there is a relationship with somebody that is going to be rekindled. Now, if you are the person who was left out in the cold and treated harshly, I feel that your person is at a place where they will come into awareness of the impact that they've had, excuse me, and then God will bring you back into their lives when the time is right. For some of you, that's sooner than you think. For some of you, this is a promise for the future, right? Remember, this is not for all of you. It's just, yeah. For those of you who this applies to, and you're the person who did leave that other person out in the cold, you may really relate to this hope card, because you understand now the impact of what you've done, and you understand what you had and what you've lost as a result of your actions. I feel that you'll know if this is you because you're in a greater place of humility now. It's almost like this feeling like I won't dare ask this person to come back. I know that we had something special, and I wish for them to re-enter my life, but I know that it would, like, I have no place to ask for that. But you still ask God, and we could always ask God for stuff. And I think that you have asked God, and you have put it out there to God, and you've released it, that if this is truly my person, God, then please bring them back, and I promise that I will hold them better, and I will let them love me, and I will love them in return. You will know, because that's your energy. That's what I'm getting here. And I think that if you're on this call and that is you, I think that God is saying, yes, that will come to pass. Now, I'm getting that for some of you, especially that last group that I was just talking to, that will come to pass, that this person will be brought back into your life. For some of you, these people are in relationships right now. So if you've lost them, like if you are the one who left someone out in the cold and you went through this transition and you learned and now you're more humbled, the person that God will bring back into your life is with somebody else now. It's quite possible. But I do feel that there will be a rekindling, there will be forgiveness, there will be a reopening of some sort there for you. So you know that saying, oh yeah, my husband is actually just finishing up his last relationship. It's kind of like that. And it's kind of, depending on how you look at that statement, it can make you feel good or it can make you feel bad. If you are on the rocks with someone and you're afraid that that person is really meant for somebody else, like you were, that carries with it its own pain. I feel that it's like, I'm glad he's getting to learn, but I don't want him to learn with me. And then I bump into him and his wife later and she's like, thank you for making him the man he is. Like, that might personally drive me mad. Personally, that makes me angry. But that's only from the 3D level, right? On the higher level, this is joy, this is compassion, this is sacred union and connection and helping each other. But from the 3D level, we have the pain, and so it's hard to kind of muddle through that, right? But if you're looking at it from that standpoint, like, oh, I'm with somebody's next husband, great. But if you're the person who, you've been waiting for somebody, a gift, and you're like, wow, I'm going to be married, God says this, but I don't know where he is. And so you tell yourself at night, my next husband is out there, he's probably just finishing up his relationship right now and learning what he needs to learn in order to be a good person for me, right? And so in that case, from that standpoint, it can feel very good. So that I would say is also a powerful way to help you to relax about the future when it comes to career. My next job that pays me well, that makes me happy and gives me more freedom and a greater work experience is out there, and I'm just waiting for it, divine timing. I'm waiting for that person who's in that position right now to get their next job so that they can leave the position and I can slip in. So we already know you're going to get another job, guys. We already know you're going to get another relationship. But why not believe it's going to be amazing, that it's great, it's out there, and it's for you. It's just that person is still occupying that. So please think of it that way. That way you can stay positive. You can allow God to work the timing. You can keep busy because you know that it's insured. A lot of times what makes us so afraid and so antsy is not knowing whether or not we're going to have that spot filled in the future, whether we are going to have a person of our dreams, whether we are going to have the career, whether we are going to get the house, whatever it is. So there's trust. I just thought I saw trust. Oh yeah, trust. Thank you. See, it's like my eye flicked on it so quickly. Trust. Spirit is trying to say have trust. So thank you, God. We're trying here. All right. Now, the reason why I think this is a return of a relationship is because, check it out, yesterday's reading talked about that as well. And here we are again. And I did a personal reading last night which had the same message for that person, right? So take a look at these cards. The first thing that Spirit is, well, they actually revealed the cards like this, so let's go backward. But this is the fourth card, right? Take time. It's time to take action. So they're telling you guys, somebody here, they're saying it's time to take action. Why? Because a new start is coming. When I saw this new start is coming, I was thinking, wait, what? And because I saw it just after I got this love reading here about the rekindling, and I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. A new start is coming. So this is the same message from yesterday. And then the card that was right underneath, a new romantic cycle begins. That just further confirms it. You are good enough, all right? So for those of you who were left out in the cold, maybe, of course, understandably, you made it mean that you weren't good enough instead of actually making it mean what it really was, which is both of you still had some healing to do. Sometimes it's not necessarily about us, it's about the other person. And so, and in our way, as we naturally are, we believe that it has to do with us and that we are the one at fault. Guys, listen, my cards fell. I just noticed they fell. And the card that is pointing right up is this one. Beloved. Okay? That's sacred connection. So Spirit is definitely co-signing this. So for those of you, if your person does come back into town, this could be a coming back into town from out of town. Maybe they were gone. Maybe they were on a mission somewhere. Maybe they you know, somehow you lost contact for a while. Whatever this is, if that person returns, give us a shout out, okay? Let us know, because I feel like I give these readings and I'm always wondering, like, you know, I know it's for people because I'm seeing and I'm feeling your energies, but I'm like, well, who is it? Because it ain't me, right? And so, so please, this is an overwhelming message today that somebody is going to be returning back to you. And this person is going to be returning back in a humbled state of mind. And for those of you who you were the one who left somebody out in the cold, then this is also a confirmation for some of you that you will have this return with this person. And you are good enough. You know why? Because you've done the work. All right, you've done the work, and here you are. The card that I just pulled. Trust. Look at this. Oh, look at this horse. So afraid. Pegasus, sorry. So afraid to leave this one little baby plateau, so to speak. Why? You know, many reasons. However, you can't stay up there forever. You have to trust. Leap into the unknown, the card says. Have faith and move forward. Believe you will fly. So Spirit is saying trust that you will have, excuse me, what is for you. I just looked and the time said 31 minutes and 31 seconds. All right, that's confirmation as well. You will have what is for you, okay? The next card that's laying up on this deck, the Moonology deck, is this card. Prosperity lies ahead. All right, I believe that's from yesterday's reading. So, anyway, let's continue on. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Oh my gosh, they're so kind. They're so kind. In this second row, they're acknowledging and now speaking to those who are not quite ready to have this reconnection, right? Because this talk is not for everybody, but there's a message here for others as well. So they're saying time for beginner mind. Yeah, they're saying it could also be for some of you. Yeah, if you're on this call, not all of you, but there is a strong chance that you will be reconnected with your person later on. But some of you may be closer than you think, right? And so in this case, that's for you. If your person's still running the streets and running around like a knucklehead, God bless, male, female, doesn't matter, they're not here yet in this mature space. But if your person, if you've been through the ringer and you've been out of touch with your person, but you hear they're doing good things, they've cleaned up, they whatever, they're here and you may actually be more close to having that reconnection. All right? But for the rest of you, some of you, your person is kind of still between here and here somewhere, where they're still kind of running around there. They haven't awoken yet. Some of them will have gone through some kind of initiation. Some haven't yet. It just depends. But this card comes and it says time for beginner mind. Cute porcupine spirit. Porcupine spirit gets a bad rap because we are all not fans of divine timing, because divine timing always seems to be slow. It's never fast. It's never like, wow, God, you really did this. You really brought it in the next day. Well, that's divine timing for you. No, it's always like, yeah, when's this happening? Yeah, divine timing's at play. Let's wait because, you know, and that's a very practical reason, right? There are too many people involved, too many free wills, a lot going on. It's just so divine timing does take it takes its time. They're saying it. They're like, it takes its course. Yeah, and so it's very frustrating. So therefore, we may not like porcupine spirit at times because he says time for beginner mind, which means it's not time yet. We're only at the beginning of this journey, and we're like, no. But yes, for somebody here, I'm getting 12 months, okay? So for somebody, not everybody, I'm getting 12 months. Maybe your process is going to be 12 months. Maybe it has been 12 months. And listen, you're going to know because it's almost like you will know the timing already. Like maybe somebody has already told you that. Maybe you know that this person's away for 12 months. Maybe, God bless, they're in jail. Maybe they're away on military duty. Maybe there's something, but there's a 12-month period for you. And so this is for you, and they're giving you advice on what to do. But for generally speaking, for those of you who are still waiting and you kind of have a little bit longer to wait here, God has a message for you. They're bringing Mouse Spirit forward, who is just impossibly adorable. Look at Mouse Spirit. Every time I see Mouse Spirit with his jelly bean eye, I see him like patting down these flowers. It's like and his message is tend to the small things. Take care of yourself. Keep yourself clean, keep yourself together, pay your taxes, pay your bills, treat yourself well. I'm seeing treat yourself like a princess, male, female, doesn't matter. It's pampering, taking care of yourself, but also taking care of practical needs. Mouse Spirit is very practical, but Mouse Spirit is not only practical, but does it really well and does it in style. I'm seeing somebody here living, she's coming across as African American, curly hair, like wearing her hair in curls around the ear, maybe even neck length, mid-neck length. You probably wear a lot of tracksuits, you know, in a sexy way, like cute yoga pants with Adidas stripe down the bottom, maybe a hoodie, a black hoodie or pullover. I'm seeing you doing very well for yourself. You have a new home. It may be new, or it may be just a home, and it feels like you're living it's a nice, I don't want to say it's not, I don't want to say upper class or anything like that, because that's different. That's class and it has nothing to do with economics. I mean, it has something, but not all the time. But anyway, but it's like you have a great house, you're doing well, but I really feel you're living in a house, but it's kind of like empty, right? It's kind of like you don't have a man at home, but you're staying active, you're taking care of yourself, and you maybe you live not in the hills, but it's possible that you live in the hills somewhere, like where a lot of other homes are, where people are well-to-do there. Maybe their home cost a million, or if it's California, it could be like 2-3 million, or I don't know how to explain it, because I'm just feeling it. Feels very California based. It doesn't have to be, but I'm just seeing you there and feeling very solitary right now, doing your hermit's life, kind of having your routine. So I just feel that you in particular, you're definitely going to have somebody coming in for you. All right. And there is a medical feel to you. You may be a nurse, you don't have to be, but I just feel like a medical feel around you. But you're doing really well, and that's something to be lauded. You may even have protein shakes every now and then, and just be health conscious. All right, so tend to the small things, like that person that I was just they're saying agreeing, like that person that I was just describing. Thank you. They're saying get out there, guys. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your spirit. Make sure you have time to yourself. Make sure that you have time for yourself. I'm getting that song again. It's like a mashup, and it's the same song that's been playing in my mind recently. It played yesterday. It's called Let's Hang On. You know that song? Let's hang on to what we've got. Don't let it go, girl. We got a lot of love between us. Hang on, hang on, hang on to what we've got. Do, 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 do. Now, and then it's the mashup. The next part that comes in is the other song, and it continues. You were so in love with me, I played around like I couldn't see, or something like that. Something. Yeah, so those are two different songs. Sorry guys, let me my PlayStation it turns off after a while and the light goes off. But so that song, I'm getting that mashup here. So this is definitely, if you're on this call, there's a strong push towards a lot of you on this call. Some of you just tune in daily, so this may not be for you for today's reading, but grab that popcorn, grab it hard. But for a lot of you on this call now and in the future, you definitely have somebody coming back in, but you right now, they're saying take care of yourself. because this person is having that turnaround. They still have to have their breakthrough, and as we know, for some of them, they already have, and they're going to be back, God bless, pretty soon for some of you. But those of you still at the beginning parts of this journey of self-discovery and cleaning up yourself and giving to yourself, because your guy or girl is still in the early parts, yeah, tend to the small things. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself is what they're saying. Now, the next thing that they're saying is let spirit be your guide. You're working together. Let spirit be your guide. This is where the trust comes in. They're showing that some of you, you are on unequal footing. So I'm wondering, what does that mean? Maybe some of you may know what that means because it has a specific meaning in your life and it just naturally has something for you. Then take that. But for those of you who you're like, well, what do you mean I'm on equal footing? For some of you, that can be a commentary on the place where you are in relation to this other person that you will be reconnected with later on down the line. But also it could mean that for some of you, you are not necessarily living with 2 feet on the ground. Maybe right now things are a little bit tumultuous, you're on unequal footing, you're trying to get your life together, but they're saying let spirit be your guide. They're helping you through it, and they're saying not to worry about the footing that you are on. They're also saying that some of you are footing the bill for something. So maybe you've been left holding the bag. I looked at the time, it said 41 minutes, 14 seconds, 4114. So that's another confirmation. Wow, Spirit is really showing up today with the times. Yeah, so some of you maybe have been left holding the bag when this person left you out in the cold. You know, I'm seeing it being a financial thing. Could also mean like with kids. Maybe you're the one left like minding kids while this person's out there doing whatever they want. So I'm seeing unequal footing being a reference to that as well. But the message is clear. Spirit is saying don't worry about your footing, whatever the footing is, how steady you are, what bags you have left. I'm feeling someone's pain right now. It hurts a lot. I feel it in the heart. This is somebody who is a single mother. This person does look Caucasian, may have light colored hair, maybe red, not too red, dusty red, something like that. Maybe left with, maybe even blonde, more blonde, left with some kids. You know, you might feel overwhelmed. You're coming across as a little bit on the more overweight side, and just going through the daily motions, wearing a t-shirt, not really getting a chance to clean up after yourself because you're busy with these kids, you know. And you know, that story is something that inspires us, because we see, guys, that we can all relate to that in some way. People are really left holding the bag a lot of times, and it's so hard. And oh, shout out to Andreen. Hey, hi, it's me. So guys, I'm seeing all your messages. Forgive me, it's just been I've just been so busy to kind of haven't been able to respond to you guys, and plus I'm going through my own stuff, and anyway, long story. And then it's the holidays, so I've just been kind of wrapped up with stuff. But I just shout out to you, Andreen, because yes, what you were saying is, it's so unfair. Trust me, I feel that, and it's hard when the messages come through here, because it may come across sounding very nonchalant and very easygoing. But I want to let you guys know that when I'm doing the reading, it's in an altered state. So sometimes I can't really be in the emotional state, so especially if something gets heavy. I remember I did a reading some months ago about somebody possibly, you know, having a gunshot and this and that, and as I was doing the reading, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel very, it sounds very cold or whatnot. But that's because when we're doing channeling, the emotions, part of us is a little bit inhibited, and it's because the energy is flowing. It's kind of like taking up our mental space. And then, as you guys notice, Spirit doesn't mince words during my reading. So for example, if I make a joke about something, and then, oh my god, the next card is using that joke, then I wonder, wait, then did I make the joke? Whose joke was that? And so I kind of stop asking about that, because I don't know, you know. It kind of does your noodle in a little bit. So the point I'm saying is, once I hit that video on button, whatever comes through, and however, intonation, choice of words, stumbling or not stumbling, dropping cards, candles going out, this cup turned this way instead of that way, all of that is what Spirit is using for the reading. So I just want to let you guys know I completely have compassion for you, because I don't really talk about my stuff, but I'm going through very similar stuff, and yeah, I would like to see a justice card come across here sometime. You know, it's just so unfair. And I think that Spirit, oh, there they go, bringing it back, which is what I'm going to say. Maybe, Andreen, you're part of the reading too. Maybe you had to say that because they wanted to use that, and it's just this, like, how do we know, right? And this other lady that, God bless, I was just picking up on your energy with having the children and just being so overwhelmed, and, you know, thank you, they're bringing your story in as well and connecting it to Andreen's comments, and then connecting it to my experience, and then coming back to this card. They're just master storytellers, to be honest, guys. Well, look, they're saying they understand that things are unfair, this unequal footing. They know it, and they're saying that they're saying let Spirit be your guide. And it's kind of like this idea that there has to be a time when, you know, how can I put it? I need something. Let's use these earrings. Yeah. Okay. It's almost like there's a time when we have this over here and then this over here, right? And we have to take that leap, and we, you know, something ends and we go on to the next phase. But we would love to just teleport, and then everything makes sense, But they're saying, no, actually what it is the energy is disconnecting, and then it's reconnecting to something new, and so what happens is we often get caught in the middle here, and we're feeling like there's nothing under our feet. How am I going to pay that next bill? Where am I going to get another job? Am I ever going to be with this person again? This person said this, and I'm trying to call to figure it out with them, but they're not answering their phone. And that's the mystery part, guys, right? They talked about the mystery and learning to live with the mystery and being okay with the mystery. But you have to know that there's mystery there. We don't know where we are, number one, in the process. Some of us are giving up hope, and it's like, oh, well, next week it all opens up for us. Some of us, we don't know. And so what they're saying, oh, shoot, boom, they just pulled in the vulnerability card. And so they're saying that they know that we're vulnerable, we feel vulnerable, and they're saying that they understand the frustration, because I'm seeing her just wanting to curse and being upset, right? But this angel's like whispering words, like, just keep going, just keep going, wait till next Wednesday, keep going, don't worry, this person's coming back, or no. Sometimes what's worse, guys, is they're like, let this person go. And you're like, no, because you know it's not supposed to be that way. Sometimes, yes, it is. If that man's going upside your head, and you need to let that man go. Okay, sorry. But the point is that sometimes God is saying, your angels are saying, let it go. But they conveniently forget, and they don't mince words, all right? So they conveniently forget to mention, let it go for now. They're going to come back in. We're going to bring them back in. But for right now, let go completely. It's like, no. And sometimes the reason why they don't say that is because, let's be honest, would you really be able to let go fully if they were like, oh, yeah, let him go. He's going to come back in 8 months. He just got to do this. He's got to do that. Or she's got to do this. She's got to do it. We're going to bring him back in. Girl, don't worry. You're getting married. If they said that, would that help you, or would it make you, on some level I think it would help me. It's like, oh shoot, okay, great, all right, so I can chill, do my thing, because I know this is going to happen. But sometimes it's not good, because in the interim this person has to be with somebody else, for example, and then it just triggers you and it keeps you invested in them. Sometimes they need you to completely disconnect your energy, disconnect, because when you're, even if you're occupying your mind with other things, if you're still connected, that person can't do what they need to do freely because your energy is still pulling them. Let's look at squirrel and sheep over there. Squirrel and sheep. See how they're connected? This is like you, this is that other person. You're holding on to them, and they have work to do with somebody else. a karmic relationship or maybe a job or something. They have work to do, and they can't do it because your energy is still here. So instead, you have to be like this sheep, blink, and be over here doing your thing, whether or not you're with this guy, someone else, because this person, your person, sheep person over here, has work to do. So imagine trying to be all up in that when energetically they need to be somewhere else. It's not fair for you, and it's not fair for them. I just checked the time again, and it was 50 minutes and 5 seconds, 5005. So Spirit is definitely coming through again to let you guys know about this, all right? And they're saying it's conflicting as well. There's conflict. We know 5, that energy of 5 in the tarot, a lot of times carries with it conflict. 5 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, right? 5 of Cups, that grief card. So they're showing that you create conflict for you and your partner, and at times you can't be together physically because it's conflicting interests. They need to experience certain things that don't include you, and it's a conflicting interest because it includes somebody else that they need to date, and they need to go through something, right? And so it's better to separate you two so that it doesn't create a bigger problem. And in order for that to happen, you have to let go completely. Not like spirit fingers, if we just stay touching, because when we do that, you're still not letting this person do their thing. So, and that's why, God bless, they do a lot of big tower moments. That's when we catch them cheating. That's when we catch that person stealing from us. That's when we catch that person trying to cut deals in the boardroom for our company without us knowing. Because they're saying we need, so it's like we need something big to come in and cut that connection so that the healing can take place. They need you to get to a place where you can be vulnerable so that they can come in, so that you can they're saying respect God, I guess, respect them, trust them, right? So this is about building trust. That being said, okay, good timing. That being said, yeah, let Spirit be your guide, dude. They're getting it. They are getting it today, right? Thank you, Spirit. Mwah. All right. Yeah, let's go. Next one. Oh, Thanksgiving, yay. They're saying give with gratitude and grace. This card clearly says release. Release with gratitude and grace. So just to recap, this row is for those of us who are being asked to wait, and you're in separation, you're being asked to release. So they're saying no, that they acknowledge that you're at the beginning of this. Some of you, they acknowledge that you're going through this, but you need to focus on you, build yourself, let Spirit be your guide. And anything that you're being asked to release, give it up. Give it with grace. And they're showing this guy, this is the person who left somebody out in the cold. He went through his phases, his maturity. He's now at a place where he's able to understand the impact he's had on his past love, and he's gotten to a place through his humility where he's like, I know I may not deserve to be able to ask you, God, for this person back, and I'm okay with not with getting a no about that, because I know that what I've done is just heinous. So what did he do? He gave that away. He released that. He wasn't entitled, like, oh, can you send this person back? I did my work now and I deserve them back. No, it's not about that, right? He let it go. And so Spirit is saying, for you guys, as you're waiting for your person to go through that, sometimes you have to let them go. And how do you let them go? You say, thank you, God. Thank you for taking this person and working on them. From where I am right now, at the beginning of this journey, or in this place in this journey, I want this person, but I understand that the way they are now is not sustainable. It's not sustainable for me. It's not sustainable for them. And if this was the person that they were going to be for the rest of our connection together, then I know that's not what I want, because they're not in the mode that I need. So I'm going to relinquish this person to you, God, and I thank you for taking them. I pray that you give me something else to keep me occupied. It's funny because look, I just saw these two cards. Trust them that they're going to bring in passion for you. Doesn't have to be another person. They're going to bring something in for you. For a lot of you, this could be spiritual service that comes in, and spiritual service is always kind of fun. Not kind of fun, but it's always a passion for you because it's something that your soul wanted to do, and so once you get on it, it drives you, right? And nothing is more occupying than when you're on your mission and you're making money from it, right? And you're like, oh yeah, and you're feeling confident and you're feeling great, and you know, it's kind of like, yeah. And I will tell you this about spiritual service. What happens is it feels so right that it's almost like it becomes your number one. And it's like, dear God, if I had to choose one or the other, I would choose this over this person. And that's how it really feels. It really feels that way. Because it's filling the void for you. Because it's like that's what you're supposed to be doing. So it feels right to you. The reason why these relationships feel wrong right now is because you're not supposed to be doing it right now. So release, give with gratitude and grace, and thank God. Now these last two cards that want to come through, Coyote Spirit, Buffalo Spirit, yeah. On the left, Coyote Spirit is saying, trust in divine detours. So this is partly about divine timing, but it's also about trust where we send you. Okay, let that sink in while I take a sip here. Yeah, they're saying trust where we send you. We know that we took this person from you. We asked you to give this up. There's a reason why. They have to go through their stuff. You have to go through your stuff. Some of you need to accept spiritual purpose is what they're saying. Thank you. Some of you need to accept something that you've been putting your back against. See this energy, this information that wants to come in, but she's got her back to it. So they're saying it's time to let in the things that you have been keeping at bay because you've been so focused on this person. You know what it looks like to them, to spirit? It's kind of like, no. That's what it's like, no. I don't want it to get anything. If it's not my person, I don't want it. And you're like looking at the person and hoping for the person. And meanwhile, you've got the whole world wanting to come in. Spiritual information, guidance, initiation, spiritual purpose and service, all wanting to come in behind you, but you're so focused. It's on a 7 card. 1 and 6 is 7, right? So they're saying, trust in where we send you. Trust in what we take from you, because you need to be able to be balanced. And Buffalo Spirit is saying, hi, the abundant universe will provide. I do feel that once you guys open up and you let this thing in, whatever this is, there's going to be a person that you're going to meet who is going to open up new avenues for you. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be somebody who takes you on a vacation somewhere, somebody who brings you more into yourself than you ever realized, somebody off the beaten path who will show you things that you would never have otherwise seen, right? So yeah, so that's what's coming through. Sorry, I'm getting some information, so I'm trying to sorry guys, I'm just listening for 1 second. Hold on. Okay, sorry. They were just giving a message to me really quickly. So anyway, yes, so the abundant universe will provide for you guys. All right? Okay, Spirit, is there anything else you'd like to say before we end this call? And guys, if you have a question, you can ask now. I'll give you a second to ask. Okay, somebody asked a question, and the answer is it's going to be fine. Just don't worry about it until tomorrow morning, okay? Because I think the answer will be clear for you. Okay, I also got the laundromat thing, I think. Keep hearing about a laundromat. They're saying the laundromat thing is done. It's over. It's a goner. It's over and done. Okay. I'm hearing for someone else, just be kinder to them. Just let them tell you how they feel. I'm getting for someone, just find time to be more at home, to be more romantic with your person. Maybe you're wondering how to rekindle something with a person that you're already with. So try to find time to be with them and be more at home. I'm getting a very at home feeling. And I'm seeing a fireplace. You don't have to have a fireplace, but it's like having this cozy fireplace to curl up with them in front of and just reconnect. So it doesn't have to be a fireplace, but that's the energy that I'm getting. I'm getting an answer for someone else. Find time to be with yourself more, okay? That should touch somebody. Find time to be with yourself more. That could be because you may be, for somebody there, that message is because you may be soon asked to separate from this person. Whether it's because you guys are going to have a breakup or because they're going to be called away to do something, whether it's military duty or some kind of traveling, whatever it is, I feel that you'll be spending more time apart from this person. So for right now, start finding time to spend more time with yourself so that you can make a better transition at that time and it's not like this big void is created. Okay, anything else? They're saying be more to yourself about your job, okay? So maybe somebody out there is talking too much about their job, and it might be rubbing some people the wrong way for whatever reason. So they're saying to be more towards yourself, and they're saying that they know that you feel lonely around the holiday season. Could be the same person or somebody else. They know you feel lonely around the holiday season, but they're saying that's no reason to be stuck at work, overworking. So I'm seeing like this office being virtually empty because everyone's gone, you know, for the holidays. They're spending time with friends and family. Doesn't mean that you have to be stuck in the office, because that's a place of comfort and whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're watching TV while you're there, while you're working. They're saying you don't have to spend your holidays like that. You can go out, and even if it's to a sports bar somewhere, or wherever a lot of, you know, lonely people go, a lot of single people go who have no family, there are a lot of people who create traditions around outings. They're saying go out to watch a movie on Christmas Day or they, you know, the holidays, whenever it is. Go out to watch a movie, take yourself out to a restaurant, and create that ritual for yourself. And they're saying, yeah, in the case where people, excuse me, have died around Christmas time, and some of you mourn them every year, yeah, they're saying, you know, don't let the mourning get the best of you, because if only you could see with your spiritual eyes how happy that person is. And they may come in to visit you a little bit around the holidays, right, as a spirit, but, you know, they want you to be happy, because it's like they're so happy where they are. And then to see you spending your entire holiday so unhappy. It's like they want you to get out of that place. All right, another message is for somebody, fight for what you want. I'm getting like a very firefighter feeling. You may not be an actual firefighter. You may be, it's just more like they're saying, fight for what it is that you want. This you might be going up against a blaze, right? But excuse me, I'm sorry. But it's like fight for what you want. Not in a dirty way, but just, you know, advocate for yourself, stand up for yourself, do what it is that you need to do, and you'll know if that's for you, because you'll know that the path that you're fighting for is the right path. It sits well with you. You know it, and it's almost like, why aren't people seeing this? This is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I need, and I just need it to be done, and I'm going to fight for it. Okay? Ooh, shout out to M Tarot, guys. Got to check her out. M, oh my gosh, M Intuitive Tarot. Sorry, M, I forgot the name. But that last message seems like it was for you as well. Okay? Fight! Anything else? For somebody out there, your brother is going to be coming back home, and I'm hearing that he's royally mad. He's not happy. He's upset. So this brother that's coming home, if he might be coming home from jail or prison, or he might be just coming back home after a while of doing something, but he's not coming back home happy. All right, so there's almost like there's a bone of contention there, bone to pick, and I'm trying to feel, what does that have to do with Spirit? No, they're saying it has to do with you. This brother's not happy when they come home, and it has to do with you. All right, so maybe, what's the advice there? I'm hearing let it go. Just let it go. And they're saying maybe, I'm wondering if they're saying maybe you don't need to be there when he gets home. I don't know. Maybe you don't need to be there when he gets home, right? Because I don't think he's coming. He might come home maybe for the holidays, or come home for a short time and then leave, right? And the question is, do you need to be there? Do you, or does this person need time to vent? So, and maybe I'm kind of getting the vibe that it's possible that this is a past lifetime connection, you and this brother, and there's an unhealed wound there, and I think maybe you may have played a negative role in that. And I feel this is like feels almost like, I don't want to say the word Paleolithic, because I'm like, wait, which time period was that, right? But it's something that was way back in the day, Neanderthal man kind of days. I'm seeing ice. I'm seeing a lot of ice around you guys, a lot of thick furs, things like that back in the day. And I think you might have wronged this person, and they've been holding that grudge for a while. They haven't worked through it as yet. And I think you may have been in a wrong. And whatever has happened since then and subsequent lifetimes might have just further compounded it. But this person is coming back home. Might be for a short term, rather just stay for a few weeks. But maybe it's just good if you're not there, because you might have a fight of some sort, and it probably won't be so good, because this person's just angry at you. They're angry. And it's not like, it feels a little bit like a murderous rage, but that's because of the energies that have compounded from this other lifetime. Like that seems pretty bad. So I think maybe you should just try not to be home. Don't be home. Like if it's a family home or whatever, don't be there. Maybe take a vacation, go somewhere else. And I don't think you're forgiven at this time, and it probably would behoove you to not be there when that happens, okay? Anything else? I'm getting for someone else. Why wait? Just go for it. Both feet in. This is a creative project that you're trying to do. I'm seeing you barefoot, rolling up your jeans, rolling it up to around your ankles or mid-calf. Yeah, really. And maybe rolling up your sleeves, getting your hands dirty, about to jump into some water. Like, just do it. But I feel this is a creative project for you, and it's been long overdue. I'm getting a name Kathy related to that. Doesn't have to be limited to Kathy, but I'm getting a name Kathy related there. All right, anything else? So somebody here is throwing up a lot. There's somebody throwing up a lot, and you need to call the doctor. I was just hearing Dr. Parsons here. Doesn't have to be the name of the actual doctor, but they're saying that there is something that you're going to need to confront. There's something that you need to face. Maybe you've been kind of hiding it or not looking into it, but I'm feeling you might be throwing up a lot, and there's something you need to work through. There's something at the physical level that needs to be acknowledged and then dealt with, okay, with a trusted provider. And you know who you are. God bless. Okay, you'll know. And I'm getting the broccoli isn't working. It might be in connection to the same person. Now, it may be a quicker fix than you think, a nip and tuck situation. It might be a quicker fix than you think, but something needs to be fixed, they're saying, on the inside. They're saying go through it and it'll be marvelously done. That's their language. Go through it and it'll be marvelously done. And then you can move on with your life. You might be a little bit weak after the procedure for a little bit, but it'll be a much better alternative. You'll be all nipped up, they're saying, and you'll be all tucked in, and you'll be safe, and you'll be on the mend. And yeah. And it won't be long before you find a friend, and you'll be fine. Okay? You'll be fine, and you'll find a friend through this process. And you'll be refined, is what they're saying. You'll be a finer friend, and you will be refined as well. So there's some spiritual lessons connected to this illness, whatever this is that you're going through. All right? And they wanted to use the word illness because there's some part of you that's not wanting to acknowledge that. So we have compassion for that, okay? Oh. All right. Anything else? Somebody, their dog is... there's a dog coming through. Super cute. I'm getting the word troubadour in relation to this dog. God bless. He's brown. He looks brown. Cookie brown. Aw, cute. Like chocolate chip cookie brown. He looks like that. And the name is either troubadour or there's a feeling. Could be the dog's spiritual name. Maybe you called him Trouble or something like that on this side. Because sometimes these animals, God bless them, our pets give us their names when they're born, and when whoever it is that records the name or gives them a name, they give you the name. But what happens is maybe we can't hear it clearly. Like his name is Troubadour, but maybe in spirit his name's Troubadour, but maybe on earth that what you heard was trouble and you called him Trouble or something to that effect. Okay. Super cute. He's adorable. All right, anything else? I'm hearing airplane victory. So maybe somebody had some kind of altercation or an event or something that happened on an airplane. And yeah, I'm hearing, yes, I did. And maybe I don't know what happened for you, but there was some kind of legal proceedings that proceeded after that. Maybe some kind of, what's the word? Arbitration or just something that happened. I think you're going to have a victory in that. You're going to have a victory. I'm seeing you like both hands up like, yeah, in the aisle of the airplane. Like, I knew it. Yes. Yeah, so you're going to have a victory on that. And I'm seeing your spirit like just, it's so funny. Like looking at the stewardess who's now sitting in the chair, and then you're standing over them. You're like, yeah, you want some of this? The airplane food, and you throw it at them like, have some. And it's just kind of funny. It's comical. But you're going to have a victory. And I'm hearing someone say, yes, we did have a victory. It's a victory there. And it's like, I don't even know if you're going to have money from this. Maybe you will. I'm getting a 60 in relation to it. I don't know if it's $60. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyway, I just got a phone call and that kind of cut me. All right, guys, so we'll cut it off here because this is a long one. God bless you guys. I've got to get ready because I'm going to do my Thanksgiving celebrations today. Thanksgiving doesn't occur in Japan, so and for us foreigners, we had to work on Thanksgiving, so we tend to celebrate like over the weekend. Anyway, So that's what's coming through today, and we want to thank spirits, angels, guides, everybody for being here with us, and we thank all of you for holding the vision, is what they're saying. Holding the vision and just keeping going. It's hard, but we're here to help you and to support you, okay? And they're saying don't give up. Don't give in either. Don't give in. Stay on the path and don't give up, okay? All right, guys. Mwah. I love you guys. Mwah. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and God bless. Bye.